Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Brooke. I am a wife and mom of 3 kids ages 4 months to 12 years. We're a homeschool family living on a budget, and I am here to share some of the things that I have learned along the way with you guys, and hopefully I will have something today that'll help you out. Today we're talking about homeschool testing, specifically the nationally standardized test. I've got some notes with me today, so bear with me. I don't want to miss anything because this is something that I have talked to people and they're really nervous about. They don't understand it. They think it's something big and scary. So I want to make sure I explain all this to you. So I'll be looking at my notes a little bit along the way, but bear with me. So the nationally standardized testing is specific for what I'm talking about, is specific for North Carolina. That's where I live, so that's what I'm familiar with. You need to go and check for your state because every state is different to see whether or not they require this test and what type of test they require. So if you are not in North Carolina, I should still have some information that'll be helpful to you, but you still need to go and check for your specific state to see what their requirements are. For North Carolina, you can go and check some of the laws at the North Carolina Department of Administration and then go to their Division of Non-Public Education. I'll put a link to that website below. It has all the laws and things that you need to see as far as homeschooling. It's their Division of Non-Public Education. So anyway, this test, a lot of people think is this big scary thing. It's called a test because they are testing the kids' knowledge, but it's not a test that you pass or fail. So it's nothing to be scared of. But by law in North Carolina, you do have to administer this test one time per year in your school year. It's up to you what time of the year, beginning, middle, end, wherever you want to do that test. To test your kids just to see where they are on a national average. So it's up to you when, but you do have to do it at least once per year. And in North Carolina, you have to test in the areas of English grammar, reading, spelling, and math. You do not have to test on history, science, things like that. So it's basically just like language and math type skills. And let's see. The only other law other than giving it is in North Carolina is that you have to keep up with the test scores that you get back for 1 year. I recommend keeping them longer. I keep mine, or I'm going to hang on to mine indefinitely until I feel like I don't need them anymore. But just hang on to it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Just hang on to the piece of paper. So if someone asks you for it and you want to show it, you have it there ready to give. So yeah, basically you just have to administer the test once a year and hang on to the grades for at least 1 year or longer if you want to. So the different type of tests that you can get in North Carolina, you can go to that Division of Non-Public Education website at the Department of Administration and get a list of all the different tests. There are a bunch that you can order from and different websites you can get them from. But some of the well-known ones that you might have heard are the ACT, the CAT, the Iowa test, the Stanford test, the Terra Nova test. What I have for my kids is the CAT. The sheet that you put in your answers is the little bubble letters, like in public school you have the end of grade tests or the end of semester tests. It's like that. I'll show it to you in just a second. So there are those are just a couple of the tests. There's so many that you can order, but you also need to check when you order those tests from the different websites, and in that website it gives you the list of all the sites that you can order it from. There are tests that you can order if you have a special needs child. If you think that your child cannot take the regular test that most kids do take, if you want a specialized test, you can order the specialized test. And then also, if you think that your child should not have to take the test, the website says that you can request a note from your doctor. So I'm not in that situation. If you are, I would talk to your doctor, look up. There's numbers you can call to talk to someone at state to see what your options are. So I would check that out. Let me show you what the test looks like. I ordered mine from Shop Christian Liberty. It came super quick in the mail. I've got 2 kids that are taking the test, and I'll show you what the test looks like. So it came in the mail. We got it within, I don't know, less than 2 weeks, maybe a week or so. So what you'll get a little magazine advertising some of their products. And then with each one, I've got 2 different books here. We are on 2 different grade levels. I have one child going into 8th grade and one child going into 3rd grade. So this is the third grade level, and this is the 8th grade level. And there are different grades will take the same grade level test, if that makes sense. I think we might be doing pretty much the same test we did last year. I know the questions are going to be different, but I'm pretty sure I'd have to go and look, but I think we're on the same level. Because when they do the test, they're not testing specifically like my rising third grader. They're not going to just test her on 2nd grade that she did this year to see if she knows everything. They're going to test her on kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and maybe beyond questions. Your child is not expected to know the answer to every question in this book. That's how when people get these tests back and their child has tested way above where they're supposed to be, is because they were able to answer the hard questions, the questions that were above their grade level. So don't be scared if your kids don't know stuff on here. They're not supposed to know everything on here because they're being tested above and below their grade level. So don't be scared if your child, as they're going along, or you're, reading the instructions to them, and it's something way beyond what they've learned. It's okay. That's there for the kids who have learned beyond their grade level to be able to answer those. So it's testing above and beyond, so don't worry about it. So this is my rising third graders test. I'll show you a little bit of this. I was going to say they're both the same, but they're not. I don't know at what level. I have a level 2 and a level 4, so it may be that level 3. I don't know what that looks like. But actually, let me switch that up. I'm going to show you the level 4 for my rising 8th grader. It comes with they come with instructions. It tells you exactly how to administer the test. It gives you sample time frames for administering the test, how much time to give them for each section. And for my 8th grader with the level 4, sorry, I kind of got it mixed up. This is laid out with her instructions. It'll tell her when to stop, when to start. It has the questions, and there's a section that stops and starts to the next section. It gives her the instructions there. And then I have the instructions for her time limit, so I'll tell her when to stop and start and all that, and she can just basically do it herself. And then we have her bubble sheet for where she answers the questions. You do this with a number 2 pencil, and it gives you the instructions on that too. It's very detailed instructions. It's not difficult at all. Another thing that you do need to know, and you need to check whatever website, wherever you order the tests from, they're not all the same. Some of them have to be administered at another facility, like you have to go to a testing site. And then there's ones like this that can be administered at home, but the instructor has to have a high school diploma or GED equivalent. So just check with the website where you order the test and make sure that you are getting, that you're following the direction. So yeah, that's pretty simple. You have the book with the questions, you have the bubble sheet to put their answers. And then let me show you my 2nd grader. It is a little bit different. She's a 2nd rising 3rd grader. This one does not have the separate bubble sheet. It has the answers inside the book. So when you send these in to get them graded, if it doesn't have an answer sheet, you're going to mail back this entire book. And then for my rising 8th grader, I'm going to mail in just her answer sheet. And they gave me the addressed envelopes that you can slide that in, mail it back. And last year I had my grades back, I think within about 3 weeks or so. And another thing is with the timing, that's totally up to you. I do mine at the end of the year, but I'm thinking about bumping it up a little bit and doing mine before the end of the year, maybe like spring break time. Now that we're going on doing the 2nd year of this, when you get the test scores back, it will tell you how well your child has done or where they're lacking. So if my rising 8th grader is falling behind from last year and it's showing that she's at a lower level in math or language than where she should be, then I'll know that maybe I need to switch up her curriculum, or I need to get something a little extra or something like that. So I've kind of thought about bumping mine up instead of doing it at the end of the year, doing it earlier so that I can see where they are. Because like when I started this last year, I was thinking it's like an end of the year test. And it was kind of fun for my girls that it was like the end of the school year and take the test and you're done. but that's not necessary because it's just showing you where your child is. So if you do this test and you have a child in 5th grade and you do it in the middle of 5th grade and their scores come back and they score 5th grade or halfway through 5th grade, that's perfect. If they score at the beginning of 5th grade, still in the 5th grade level. If they score above that, then you'll know they're doing excellent in that subject. But it just gives you an idea of where your child is, where they're learning on a national average. And then doing it every year, you can see if your child goes down, if they tested above grade level one year, and then they test average the next year, and then below average the next year, that gives you an idea that something might be wrong. But it's really a good tool for you to know if your kids are learning what they need to be learning. Let me check my notes here, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think that's about it. It's very simple. When the test comes in, don't make a big deal out of it. Don't, it's like I said, it's not going to pass or fail your child. It is just to let you know and the state to know if they request it, where your child is and that they are adequately learning, that they are somewhere within the range of where they should be. It's not a big deal. We don't make a big deal out of it. It usually takes us a day or two to do the test. I'll have a test day where that's all we do is just the testing, and we kind of make a special day out of it. We might do something fun at the end of the day when they're done with the test. But yeah, I don't make a big deal out of it. I do explain what they're supposed to do and how this is different than our normal schoolwork. But yeah, I just try to be chill about it so they don't get all stressed out thinking that they're going to pass or fail this test. I make sure that they know that it is not a pass or fail situation, that it's just me seeing how they're doing. And if someone else wants to see it, it's for someone else to see just how they're doing this year. So yeah, I think that is it. I will put a link to that website for the North Carolina Department of Administration so that you can go on there and look at the different websites where you can order the tests from. Just don't stress out about it. It's just something that's required, but nothing that is going to pass or fail your child or pass or fail you as the parent. Nothing that's going to say you're doing a terrible job or you're doing a great job. It is just to see how they're doing. It's not a grade for you or your child. So yeah, that's all I got for you today. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. If you would, subscribe to the channel. It would help me out a great deal. And like the video. I'd appreciate it. Thank y'all. Have a good day. Bye.